Ahoy there, friends. Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News. Today, we're going to go through what's been happening over this weekend, friends. Of course, Bitcoin has been surprising us, but not really. It has been tugging along this resistance. Now, what we've been waiting to see, we're just going to draw squiggly lines here. It doesn't really matter. Of course, friends, they can always go, we know. It can always do anything like that, friends. But when you're playing around with candlesticks and all these, it doesn't really matter because still, most people don't get it. They think the squiggly lines are important. The squiggly lines aren't important. All that's important is where you are long from, friend. That's literally the only thing that's important. The only thing that's important is where you're long or where you're short from and where you're wrong. Where you get invalidated. Basically, that's another way of saying you don't really care about being right. You just want to make money on average over the long run, okay? So yeah, it is enjoyable to have a look at this and to see what's coming next. I want to remind you as well, I'm going to show you the bigger chart, but the $48,000 line is the exact 61% retrace, which is gone, and I've shown you before. I actually still have it drawn here, just so it's really important you can see. See this golden box and friendship still here. We're still in between, still watching it every single day, okay? We are around that 50% zone. Bitcoin always goes here before the Bitcoin halvening. It doesn't have to hit this 61%, but we hope it does, right? Look, if I was to just take a wild guess, and if we get one more push up, friends, it would be around up here. We come back down. But in this zone, there'd be alt seasons for the next 2 to 3 months. And guess what? Around here, friends, the Fed's going to cut rates anywhere from May to March, right? From March to May around here. And then we might just find that we eventually get there. No, and we come back up with the stock market. Okay, so also I want to clarify something. This is super important too. Now, we might be lucky when it comes to stonks. Maybe. And what I mean by that is if stonks actually get destroyed, then we might find that we're recovering faster. Now, this is a stock market chart. It's on a weekly as well. So if we are, remember, I just want to clarify for you again. We've made a strategy. We have now made an actual strategy, a condition. Do we get worried at Bitcoin 60, 70, 80, 90K? Do we get worried or not? Well, it all comes down to where stocks are, and I have it here on the chart for you. So if, let's say, the end of next year, 2025, if stocks are anywhere down here, all right, we're worried. If they are like 5,000 plus, we are going to be fine. Most likely, because it's probably going to be big bull market, starting new bull market territory. But you still got to be careful because it's possible stocks go up and then just capitulate 2025, which we hope doesn't happen because that would be the disaster scenario. Because that would mean everything was going great and then that freaking stock market basically turned from super bull to super bear. Now, why would the lower case be better for us? It would be better because if stocks go down, friends, this is what I'm just thinking. If stocks, let's say eventually they trap everybody, they go down next year like here, and they're like here, you know what I mean? If we're here, I reckon, this is just me, I think the US Fed and their commentary will say, don't worry, rates are fine, the economy's fine, we don't see a recession. They're going to be just lying to everybody. And everybody's going to forecast this. But what we might find is with their rate cuts, right, instead of getting that trajectory, instead we get the new US Fed, you got to cut more, Okay, we're going to print again. But guess what? Now we're in 2026, okay? And then guess what, friends? This isn't even a doom scenario, by the way. You just now have a big, fat range. Look at that, friends. And look what ends up happening here. It's almost like 7-8 years of big, fat sideways for stocks. See that for like 9 years. That's our trajectory. Look, if it happens like that, we don't really know if it's going to happen, okay? So we're just guessing here and there just to see, okay, is there a scenario where we can kind of protect ourselves, hedge? And we do have that scenario. It is, if we see Bitcoin recovering with stocks, all right, as I show you again, friends, if stocks, let's say stocks actually just go down here, this part up, you see that part up? If Bitcoin is now like 60, 70, 80K, all the way to that risk zone, right? This is where basically we're like, you know what? I think crypto is having its final gasp euphoria rally because in the 3 out of 3 conditions, you needed the stock market to be breaking to new highs with low volatility. It's funny, right? You know, in crypto, friends, in crypto, when we go up, our volatility increases. But in stocks, when it goes up, its volatility decreases because it's an up-only Ponzi. It's really about, okay, let me just DCA buy the highs every week for the next 45 years. That's the mindset of the pension funds and everybody going in. It's fascinating, isn't it, right? So when crypto's volatility goes to 0, right? When volatility, yeah, when it won't go to zero, it's because our price is just dead. It's a heartbeat, like that, basically a dead patient. But with stocks, it's the opposite. Their volatility goes up when it gets short. That's why I used to be a bear when I was in stocks. I first came because I was like, oh, the volatility and all the madness and the chaos, right? So it's fascinating to kind of see this play out. Now I'm just going to show you the randomness of the crypto bubbles we have here. Look, even if they're buying Ethereum proof of work, you get to see some stuff, friends. Also, we have Glimmercoin, which is from the Polkadot EVM. Unfortunately, high, fully diluted valuation. We got absolutely wrecked in that. I'm just going to show you right now. Look at this. This is disgusting. How much are you down? Still 97% with this huge rally. I hope these things just come back, but it just... Everybody got destroyed, man. Everyone got destroyed. They all did the same thing. They have high token inflation given to insiders who dump, and everybody gets their trash coins, and you got to sell at a loss anyway because you do the ICO funding as well. Now we have Supercoin here. Supercoin is Elio Trades' project. I just want you to know, friends, we've done reports on this. I've just shown you right now. Look, not that anybody cares, but there's a lot of just fluff here. Nothing ever gets done. It's constant. It's promotion to like bright-eyed kids. They're like, oh, golly gee, we're just going to change the world. And no product ever gets made. Nothing ever gets released. And it just ends up being, nothing's going on. But does anybody really care? No. You can't mid-curve it. There are people who keep buying it up. They're just like, oh, something's coming. Something's coming. And look, you can see from the chart, something's coming, right? People just keep continuing to buy it up. Now, of course, I'm not touching it. I used to have this. I got into it. They did like a public ICO back then, okay? So when you're looking at something like this, remember, no, when everybody's excited, you can't say, oh, don't be mid-curve, just buy because everyone's going in. No. That's how you get trapped. You have to think about this 6 months ago when it was dead, when everything else is dead. That's when you have to think about it. And if you weren't thinking about it, well, you got no chance now because you're buying halfway through the move. Instead, what you're thinking about is the next one. Always the next one. See, what people do is, friends, is when people get this dilemma, they either do one of two things, okay? They either go and chase this new stuff. They just chase it, and they always end up wrecked. Every single freaking time they end up wrecked. Yeah, a couple of people made 2 or 3 or 8 X's here and there, like on average for the whole portfolio, not these little like bullets here and there. Yes, sometimes it happens. Most of the time, people get absolutely destroyed and they learn nothing, and then they have to become a long-term bag holder because they don't want to take like a 30 or 40% loss. Okay, that's also alongside those people, you just get leverage traders. And that's okay. The leverage traders, if you're trading, I mean, you're still going to get wrecked. Most people are going to get wrecked. But people don't know what they're doing, right? They'll at least be able to play momentum, the volatility, and the volume around that area. So that's people in one camp, okay? That is, yes, the top 5% win, bottom 95% lose. But if you want to like flip that around where you have like a 95% chance of winning, and even if your rewards on the upside aren't huge percentage-wise, you can increase your bullet size. That's a beautiful part, and you have plenty of time to do it. The winning mindset people will look for the next narrative, but it's not even narrative, friends. We know narrative is like, we don't focus on that because you can never really predict it. It's more about, okay, my next narrative is the bullish undertone for the next 15 to 18 months. Okay, the only narrative you need to rely on, friends, is literally, okay, Bitcoin's going to 80K. Maybe, we don't know. Maybe it stops at 50 and it's down only forever. It doesn't even have to break its all-time high ever again, but you just think, okay, I feel like we still have time. There's still going to be probably another big crash after this Bitcoin ETF at some point. Buy the rumor, sell the news, maybe. And everyone's going to feel betrayed. And there's going to be like another thing to just basically get everybody back on the sidelines again. And that'll be opportunity. That means it's enough time to reload. Okay. When's the big one going to come? The big bear market ushering in? Well, it's probably when everybody declares victory. Okay. We don't know when that's going to be. So when we see it, we'll know it. But for now, we still have a margin of safety. I also saw a coin, friends, pumping as well. I think this is Chili. This might be the Chili coin. But look at this. Look at this, man. This is weird. Okay. Fully diluted 13.8 billion. But market cap's only 746 million. But, you can never fade them. I mean, they just keep going. Sometimes just keep going. But just be careful when it comes to these because, look, Warren Buffett always says, okay, you got to buy a company assuming an idiot is going to run it one day because one day an idiot's going to be the CEO. So it has to be good enough. That's why I'm telling you, when you buy into a coin, assume you're the worst trader in the world. You have to. Every single time you touch coin, go, hey, I'm the worst trader in the world. Assume a minus 70% crash is coming to you as soon as you click. Because chances are one day you will be buying and then a minus 70% will come from your entry. Okay? Most of the time they experience minus 95%. And that just helps you to build conviction. You go, okay, well, you know, I'm just giving you an example. Okay, everybody's calling PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX scam, Ponzi, whatever. I go, you know what? If you want to sell the total valuation of this ecosystem, it's 2.5 billion. If you really you want to sell it down 90% to 500 million, please give it to me. Literally give it to me. I mean, this coin itself is 700 million, like literally a chili coin. So that's completely fine with me. I know it's not going to feel good, but you know, like, okay, that's ridiculous in terms of that. But there are people, for example, buying bonk at, you know, 1.2 billion valuation, and you're telling, okay, do you want to own it at 800 million valuation when, you know, everybody's like still 300x on side? So these are the types of questions you have to ask yourself. Only you can answer these for yourself. That's why I'm not a financial advisor. Go buy bonds, see how that works out. I also want to catch up again on, remember this Terra Classic USD. So this was the Luna UST coin. Remember, friends, this used to be $1. And then you had some influencers pumping and dumping it, saying, oh, wow, this can repeg again. No, look at this. Hit 6 cents. Back down to 3.6. It's probably just going to fade off. It's crazy, man, isn't it? They got long. You can literally see it on the chart, friends. They got long. Okay, they got long right here. They got long before. They accumulated 1 cent. Sweet. Get out at 5. And you think, oh, 4, 5x. They could have done much worse. No. You can leverage this. Okay, they can play it on leverage. So it's not, look, they know what they're doing. The insiders know what they're doing. And don't think that just because someone isn't knowing the code and developers, they're not insiders. They're people, these organized groups. They do this just to play on people's ability to be naive. Also, I found this funny picture from Trayvon, which is basically PulseChain. Now, PulseChain is Pulse nightclub is apparently the ultimate gay nightclub for 21 and up. So when I saw this, I thought, wow, that's pretty much, this summarizes just 2023. The expectations, what everyone thought. This is why, Ben. I've told you you're a butterscotch biscuit and to keep your back straight. I've said so many times. Now you get to see why. I always stretch out my time frame. Always. No pun intended. Yes, I know stretching. We get it. Okay. I always do it because I've found I'm just wrong 99% of the time in the short term, right? Not 99%. It's more like 50-50, but you feel like it's 99%. So if I go back in time, yeah, it's probably 50-50, but I'm just doing it to protect you. That's what, remember I told you, I just literally, friends, you got to assume you're the worst trader in the world. Even if you're the best trader in the world, assume you're the worst. Means that, how are you going to feel if where you get in drops another 70% next month? How are you going to feel? Okay, you always feel bad. But do you feel like if you had money on the sidelines, you'd buy more? Do you feel like that? Would you? Now, because you're rational now. Would you buy more? Yes. This is really, and then you actually have to pull the trigger if it gets there. You better pray it doesn't get there. But on average, it's going to happen. So these are the type of things you got to ask yourself. That's why, yeah, I was hoping we would be 5 to 10x above day one sacrifice. Unfortunately, everything got crushed. But 2024 wasn't even on my agenda. 2025. That's why it's always the Bitcoin halvening. You always, when I go to the charts and I go, okay, how long did it take for the market to capitulate and try to get to its senses again? And I'll always add time to that. I'll literally just add a full year. And now you get to see why. So obviously I wanted to go higher. I'll be cheering for prices to go up. But if it doesn't hit anywhere near expectations in the next 3 months, well, who cares? I've still got another year. Now, I know a lot of people are going to care. And to be honest, it does matter. It matters for your final target. Because look, if you're going to go on your path to 1000x, for example, you're probably going to need to see a Casper chart. And I'm going to show you the Casper chart right here. This is the Casper chart, friends. You see, this is what, if PulseChain was going to do 1000x, so remember, look, this is an actual 1000x. Here you go. Okay, this is 791x. So if you want PulseChain to like show you, hey, this thing is going to do this 1000x number. Okay, well, you know, how about at least show us this first like 15x rally here, you know, show us this. This is like, you know, I don't know where day one sacrifice equivalent would be. Maybe this is like around day one sacrifice for PulseX. So PulseX have to be like 9 or 10x above day one sec. This is the chart you want to see. This is actually, funny enough, friends, if we go back, I wonder if you've seen this chart before. Golly gee, it's called HEX. You know what I mean? Look, and from the launch, by the way, HEX from day 133. So look at this. I'm going to go to day 200 now. So by day 200, which is where we are now, 200, 210. This is where HEX was. HEX was, I mean, from its low, if you want to do Richard's type of measurement, it's 65x from the low. If you go back and check where we are from the low, here you are in PulseX. Where are we from the low? Not 63x, we're 85%. There you go. HEX was from the low 63x by this point, and PulseX is 85%. You can pretty much do the same. Maybe like Pulse is like 100 plus 100%, 2x. You can see a big difference by this time, okay? So this is just something to think about. But also, it doesn't mean like give up on the whole idea, okay? Because really, remember, HEX was during the Bitcoin halvening year. It rallied. It rallied during the Bitcoin halvening year. So we have not entered that yet. I guess we'll see. Okay, what you can do is you can go, okay, well, that's why I've been telling everybody, your future, it's basically going to get written to you in the next 4 months, 4 to 5 months, in the next 90 to 150 days. We're going to see where PulseChain and PulseX are from their low. And look, if you want them to repeat HEX's numbers, yeah, we're literally going to have to see them up. Maybe not 60x, 30x from the low. Maybe I'll accept the 20x from the low. I'll accept that. Why? Because you got to drag up the whole ecosystem now. Now there's more coins. Okay, that's just me. That's just me. Okay, because I'm not saying it's gonna do that forever. I'm just saying that's what it is now. You know, when people ask me, "Oh, how high do you think it'll go?" Yeah, when I say like a 30, 40, or 50x, right, from those current prices, everyone loses their mind. I'm just telling you, it's because I'm looking at coins that have actually done a 1000x and what they are doing during this period before the Bitcoin halvening and how they actually are moving up, not just getting clobbered over and over again. Okay, so also it'd be funny if not funny, it'll be a bit cruel. I mean, if, you know, PulseX goes up here, everyone's like, sweet, we're going to go back to day one stack and then clear it. And then we have to reset again with the rest of everybody else. So this just is a common pattern, just looking at the charts and how vertical the drop is. Also, we've got combined HEX, friends. This is PHEX, for example, at 1 cent. Also want to do an update as well. If we just look at the ratio is actually doing pretty nice. Pretty nice. From when I got in, it's around here. Remember? Why I like Pulse and PulseX more than HEX. Doesn't mean I don't like HEX. It's just overweight in them because it's Cycle 1 coins. Cycle 1 coins, easy to understand. I like PulseX's tokenomics. And I just like people being able to easily relate to Ethereum high fees and they want to do stuff. So no one cares about Bitcoin's high fees because you don't even want to do anything on it. I mean, who cares if it costs $100 to send a Bitcoin? You're meant to sell it for $1 million in like 3 years, like they say anyway, right? Which is not going to happen. But with Ethereum, everyone's using it for stuff. Okay, I got to send money, stable coins, swapping around, okay? You can do all these different speculation and things on it. Well, you can really relate to, damn, the fees are high because Ethereum is like New York City. It's like just so high. There's so much demand for the limited block space. Okay, I can understand PulseChain being cheaper. You got an incentive with the PulseX yield farms. And hopefully, I mean, we don't know, but this might translate to just Pulse and PulseX gaining on HEX, another plus 100% from here. I don't know, not financial advice. I'm already long, just to let you know. Just full disclosure, you see with his hand printer? Yeah, I literally fluked the bottom. I didn't think it was gonna move just up only from that point, but it is what it is. I guess we'll see. And look, the whole ecosystem, you got to measure it together. There are going to be periods where they oscillate up and down. Now, I also want to show you something cool. Okay, so this is Injective Protocol. Injective, friends, went on a freaking run. Look, this is another chart just to show you. Like, look, you got to give credit where credit is due, and I'm just here to tell you this is what you look for. Okay, it's not. I know everybody is in. I'm on the blue team. I hate the red team, and this is my ticker. I get that. This is all crypto and tries, but I'm just showing you. If you want me to raise my price targets for anything, give me a chart like this. That's what I want to see. Okay, yeah. If you said to me, HEX is going to be $2, okay, you should be at least trying to do this chart. Like, if HEX was, say, combined HEX, right? Combined HEX is still down here, friends. Combined HEX's chart looks like that. Literally looks like that. And then this should start happening for Injective, happening April this year. So at least this, by the way, this equivalent for, say, HEX's price would be like 10 to 13 cents. I can show you right now. So you can put it on a linear chart. You see what I mean? It'll be like 10 to 13 cents, but we aren't here. We're still all the way down. Also, just for funny, I did this upwards down droopy boys part, if you know what I mean. Boys genitals, friends. And it's called the inverse head and shoulders. And I just drew the stem of the shaft and I just measured it up. And it would get, this is a log chart, by the way. It was exactly 420% move, which is funny, the meme number. And it gets you about 2.6 cents. Now, remember, this is just eHEX. So I guess if you combine eHEX and PHEX, that might be like a 7 or 8 cents HEX. But look, if we get there, that's above PulseChain's sacrifice. So just to let you know, when PulseChain launched, it was here, around here. Okay, so even a 5 cent around there. So us getting here, I guess it's a victory. I guess it is because it's back above PulseChain launch. But now you get to see, then you got the break-even soy boys again, and just the people to play around with their positions, and everyone to just figure out how long they want to hold this thing. Now back to Injective, I wanted to show you. So that's the chart pattern you want to see. So remember, the combined hex and stuff, everything's down here. So this is a monstrous chart. But if you're ever like people wondering like, hey, why would you want to sell Injective? Like, oh, I don't know, maybe everyone just got a free 27x and the bull market hasn't even really started for the rest of crypto. But if you just draw a fib from the low to the top, okay, from the low to the top, friends, look at this. It's literally, this is a 1.168 extension. It's like right on the line here. And I just changed the color here for you. You can see this 1.168. You can see it's right here. And this is super macro. Now, of course, yes, crypto can just blow through. But these are the types of things you just got to be aware of. It's basically saying, congratulations, you won the game. And you got to take something out. Like just, you know. But if people are in it, I've noticed a lot of people will come, latecomers, etc., to come and play around with it. Doesn't mean it just goes down from here. It just kind of tells you, yes, the insiders, all those people who are holding, this is what they were holding for, even though they're still calling for like a 10x higher. So friends, what comes next with Bitcoin? Well, you know, it's interesting. Go back to the fractals. We've got the literal fractals here. And I mean, we're waiting to see what it does. I'm just going to let you know. If I go back to the chart, I'm going to show you what everybody's expecting. Everyone's expecting at some point 30k to be revisited. Okay, this 30 to 30k. We're just like, we do at some point it's going to get revisited. Now we don't know when. Now I want to remind you of something. Look at this chart pattern here. You see Bitcoin here, it just does this dying and then up and then dying like that. It could do this just like that, you know, fake everyone out and then right, it can do something like that. But in this period, alts are moving. So maybe, and we're actually seeing alts move now. Have you noticed, friends? Have you noticed Bitcoin, right? Red weekly candle, altcoins started moving. You have Solana moving. So you get to see the pattern is still repeating. However, unfortunately, Bitcoin's returns are getting slower and slower while they do it. So, you know, Bitcoin is not even moving far and everybody's already like exiting. Like just to give you an example, like just look how small this move is. This is meant to be the big whopper of a move. This is enormous, like 57%. But these are things, friends, this is expensive. People think, oh no, it's going to be another 50% and another 30%. No. That's like the final end of the move. Just want to show you, okay? Just last thing. So you just don't get trapped. This is, I'm a believer. If you buy here, you're a believer. This is moving up. People on the sidelines, worried. Look at this, friends. Have you noticed now up here, no one's worried? Literally, nobody's worried anymore. No one thinks, maybe the ETF is a Trojan horse. Or maybe it's buy the rumor, sell the news. Or maybe Bitcoin can't go up much next year because the stocks go down. No one's thinking like that. Instead, there are a few people thinking about it. That's the minority. Most people saying, no, buy the rumor, buy the news. $9 trillion is coming in. Okay, so you can start to sniff this stuff out. But hopefully, Bitcoin's volatility doesn't crush us to the downside. And we'll see what happens as the next week transpires. Keep doing the same thing. You load up on your undervalued gems, and I guess you're just going to take it from there because 2024 is starting really soon. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button all. Don't forget to tell mum and dad we love them. Catch you soon.